Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I definitely didn't sleep through my alarms this morning. We were supposed to be live like an hour and 30 minutes ago, but I slept through my alarm. So, we're starting a little bit late. We got tornado warnings. Let's go over these tornado warnings. I'm honestly only waking up for about 30 minutes ago. Of course I forget something. Bandy cam. I need my drawing tool for you guys. Perfect, we have a drawing tool now. It is the most typical Kelly Rose WX stream you will ever see. If I'm not forgetting that, it is a serious day. There we go. Yes, I know this is the same shirt I wore yesterday, but that's your tornadic rotation right there. It's going to be moving off to the northeast. Irwinville, you're fine. Stay in your safe place, though. Alright, let's move up the absolute horde of radars. This is 6 radars. We also now have a spotter report 5 miles north of Tifton moving northeast, so that would be associated with that rotation I just pointed out to you guys. So we do have a funnel cloud reported. Alright, let's move to this radar. It would definitely be best for both of these tornado warnings. These are only tornado warnings, and we're going to take a look at the overall synoptic day. If you are watching this after March 16th, 2026, these are not active. It is currently 9:32 a.m. on March 16th, 2026. We are at a moderate risk of severe weather. And so I will say there's an area right here and an area right here I'm watching. Along this, heading towards Martinsville and Spencer, very weak rotations, I will say, but rotating. This one might get a tornado warning towards Ridgeway, Stoneville, Eden, and Sandy Ridge areas. There is that little bit of rotation right here that we're tracking. And on this one, it's a lot harder to say because we're looking higher up. You're not really seeing rotation in your higher elevation here. We're looking at about 13,000 feet and not a lot of rotation, so that's good news. They dropped this tornado warning, except right here. That is your tornadic rotation right there, heading towards Somerville. Alright, we went over our tornado warnings, so let's go ahead and take a look at today. Let me pull it up here. Again, I definitely didn't sleep through my whole entire alarm. Alright, so here's our risk. This is a moderate risk of severe weather from Hagerstown, Maryland, down to Sumter, South Carolina. We also have an expansive enhanced risk from Williamsport, Pennsylvania, down here all the way to Jasper, Florida. This is driven by a 15% tornado risk. It's not, so the moderate risk is not driven by this 15 risk. I'm surprised that they still have that. Unless they're thinking report inflation. Moving to wind, we have a 60%. This is my personal first 60 risk contour we have covered. I want to turn on composite reflectivity just for a second so you guys can see. We're entering this area now. We're in that. And then hail, very, very low. For your wind threat, it's basically the entire enhanced risk. This red starts that enhanced risk. Pretty much. Sorry. Usually that red right there, that's a 30 wind. Usually that started enhanced risk on the last scale. So kind of threw me off there. I'm still getting used to no scale. Alright, let's go take a look at HRRR for you guys. 12Z. So let's go and take a look at weather models here. We will be completely ending stream around 7 p.m. tonight. We'll be fully in the moderate risk by 11 p.m. 11 a.m. We'll be in Richmond by 2 p.m. And it may be sooner than that. Sorry about that, everyone. Oh, while we were there, I was hoping to... do that. I'm sorry, we have yet to get this out to social media. Like, at all. So that's actually how I pay attention to chat for you guys. That's how, so... We do have a new tornado warning near LWX, which was Sterling, Virginia. This is going to cut close to Washington, which we're going to have a really close eye on as this line approaches that area. watching this area here. And this is why I took away from my conventional. We have a lot of damaging wind potential heading towards the radar. So it's going to be a lot of the colors you see me use. So right there's your tornadic rotation. This is going to be heading towards Leesburg and Middleburg. Or this portion of it is. We also have this radar here. Thankfully today isn't as bad as yesterday yet. Sorry, we were supposed to be live like an hour ago, but I low-key slept through my alarm. I slept through my alarm. Oh, so watching this severe thunderstorm warning, possibility near Bishopville, we could see some rotation try to develop here in the next couple scans. So we're going to watch that really, really closely. This part of the line isn't too significant. As we move to here where we have that tornado warning has been canceled, now we got two lines of severe thunderstorms here in this area. Wow, that is actually kind of cool. This one's going to be a little bit stronger than this one right now. And then tornado-wise, we're not seeing too much out of this line here. Call this confluence band, and then this is your primary line that's doing all your tornadoing. Back to this tornado warning here for Martinsville. That rotation is right over Martinsville. Right there. That is your tornadic rotation. Green's moving towards radar. It's moving away. This is. Right in the center of that is rotation. I may have that one reversed. No, we're good. I know how rotation works. Alright, move to RAX radar. Wait, yes, I know I did. We're going to be moving towards RAX radar. Here's your tornadic rotation in this. So that small circle I just drew right to the northwest of Troy is where that tornadic rotation on this tornado warning is. Excuse me. And I'm just waking up. This is going to be moving to Seagrove in 15 minutes. So Seagrove, you need to go ahead and be near to a safe place right now. Do not wait to see or hear this rotation, because it may not be a tornado right now, and then once it hits your house, it drops. That's the thing about QLCS tornadoes. They are really dangerous, and they catch people off guard all the time. So again, we need to be in our tornado safe place. Coleridge, 32 minutes. Let's storm track this through weather-wise, which is something we're going to start doing, especially on big-time tornadoes. But right now we're not in a big-time tornado, so... It's that way. Alright, here we are. We're going to bring this up towards Pittsburgh. Kind of zoom into this here. So, Seagrove in 14 minutes, Coleridge in 27 minutes, Silver City in 39 minutes, Goldston in 44 minutes, and if this rotation or circulation makes it up towards Pittsburgh in about an hour. We also have a new tornado warning. Yeah, we go ahead and start using this radar for this one. So this is going to be for Reedsville. Reedsville, you need to go ahead and be near a safe place. If you're on the extreme northern side, you're not in the tornado warning, but that is your tornadic rotation right there that I have just drawn out. This is your tornado, not tornado. Your tornadic rotation. Excuse me. I'm going to get another Dr. Pepper. Probably your tornadic rotation right there, I'd have to guess. Oh, now your rotation looks to be moving east. Let's go and storm motion from radar. Should be right here. This is going to pass really close, if not over Reedsville. You know how to storm track? Sorry about that. I don't know if you guys see the lighting change. We just changed some of our lighting. Oh, I get better focus here. But that is your tornadic rotation right there. It's moving really close to Reedsville in about 15 minutes. So, all of Reedsville. West side, 10 minutes. East side, maybe 16, 17 minutes. This storm is moving at east 40 mile an hour, moving east at 40 mile per hour, east northeast, I should say, E&E, east northeast. Monroe Town, Bethany, and Haw River State Park. You guys need to be near tornado shelter now. I think we have a new tornado warning. Yes, we do. We have to switch to FCX. So this will be, and again, an extension here of Martinsville tornado warning here. So those are your two areas of rotation actively. This includes the counties of Henry and Pennsylvania, including the city of Martinsville, which is that green outline right here. That's the city of Martinsville. Alright, let's move up to Virginia, where we do have that tornado warning. And we're watching as this tracks towards the Washington. As we're watching this, as it moves towards the. So your tornado warning portion of it's moving towards Middleburg, Leesburg. A lot of bergs in here. Alright, let's go ahead and storm track this. That is the only area of rotation that even makes remote sense to me. That right there could be. Oh, velocity was slow. Okay. Ah, right there's your area of rotation. Let's storm track this. But it's going to be out of this warning in less than 10 minutes. So we need to go and be preparing. If you're in the path of this, what are you going to do? What is your plan? So Middleburg, you cannot. Leesburg, Purcellville, Waterford, Poolsville, Barnesville, Arcola, Ashburn. What are you going to do if that tornado warning is issued for you guys? That's what you guys need to go ahead and have. Especially if you're under any of these tornado watches today. Let me go ahead and pull up. I'm going to go ahead and pull up where we have that tornado watch in effect. Or watches. Okay, so these are our tornado watches extending from the Pennsylvania-Maryland line all the way to Florida. That is very expansive, and that would bring slightly under 1,000 miles, and we could very well see here soon 1,000 miles of tornado watches. So I thought I'd share that with you guys, that this is a very expansive. We're watching this tornado watch to expire at 7 Eastern. But if you're in this area here that is in pink, you are under a tornado watch. Go ahead and prepare now for a tornado warning. And have your safe place ready to go. Innermost inner part of your house in a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you're outdoors or in a mobile home, seek shelter inside a substantial. Mobile homes are not good. They will roll in an EF1. Be completely destroyed in an EF2. So again, mobile homes are one of the worst places you can be during a tornado warning. So, innermost inner part of your house in a sturdy building. That's why we quote sturdy building. And we say that twice to 3 times. Because that is one of the most important things we can tell you. Sorry about that, everyone. Let's go back to this Martinsville tornado warning. Then we're going to take a look at these tornado warnings down here, which are moving towards the area. A lot of tornado warnings right now. That rotation has exited the warning. We need a new warning for all of Reedsville. That's your tornadic rotation right there. It is moving more northeast. Northern side of Reedsville is going to be clipped by this tornadic rotation, even if it's not. Even if there's not a tornado, you can have damaging wind. Straight line wind. Excuse me. So, that's one of my concerns here. And then on this Martinville cell, I have two areas I'm watching right here and a rotation right here. These are the two areas that I am currently watching along this line. And again, this is encompassed by a severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, that's nothing. The severe thunderstorm warning from Rocky Mount to Summerfield. And so it's a tall warning here for this line as it moves through. And once this line passes you, your tornado and severe weather threat is done. Like, it is gone. Done. Alright, let's move to Rax radar. That's your tornadic rotation going right over Seagrove. We were calling this out when this warning was issued. Seagrove, it is too late. You guys are now in it. You guys are now in the warning. It's going. Excuse me, I am tired this morning. It is going right on top of you right now. It's too late. I low-key need an energy drink. So yeah, they did drop that tornado warning. Seagrove, I would stay in my shelter until this line passes you because of that wind threat. But they did drop the tornado warning for you. If you're heading towards Pittsburgh, Sanford, Carthage, Goldston, probably a good idea to kind of pull off temporarily. Arlington, probably that good idea to pull off just temporarily and go to like a Walmart, Dollar General, Dollar Tree. I don't know what you guys have there. Wally World, which is Walmart, by the way. And then if you're ahead of this, any one of these that can become discrete could produce tornadoes, but I'm doubting the big time. We have a, yeah, there you go. Let's go ahead and move up to radar. We have that new tornado warning. All of Reedsville is now in this warning. Reedsville, the rotation is on top of you right now. What I was talking about, it will be moving into the Caswell County line here in about 10 minutes. Ruffin, you have around 8 minutes Providence, you have 22 minutes, 23 minutes. So you guys go ahead and take your tornado precautions now. But that storm will be near you in approximately 8 minutes in Ruffin. Pelham in around 20 minutes. Not 20, 16 minutes, excuse me. If the tornadic rotation tracks out of this warning, we're going to be watching that closely too. And then Providence in 20 minutes. So if you guys are in this red polygon, go ahead and seek shelter now. Reedsville, once this line passes you, kind of wait a minute and then you can come out of your tornado safe place. It's not past you yet. A rotation is on your north side heading towards Ruffin and Providence right now. But stay in your safe place because that damaging wind threat is still there. Going up towards this Martinsville tornado warning where we do have some broad rotation. Right here in that blue circle, let's go ahead and storm track this one. Actually, I think we have 2 rotations. I haven't gotten to yet. Yeah, that just confirmed what I thought. That's rotation number 1. This is rotation number 2 that I'm drawing in. Excuse me. This will be out of the warning in less than 10 minutes. This tornado warning, I'm pretty sure, goes in... This tornado warning goes... Yeah, until 11:15 Eastern. I'm having to do a lot of conversions here. Now let's go and storm track this. So your southern rotation will be heading towards Dry Fork, Spring Garden, and Chatham. So we're expecting 30-minute arrival time in Dry Fork and Spring Garden. Go ahead and have that action plan ready to be used when the National Weather Service, if they continue the tornado warning, if they continue this tornado warning, go ahead and have that action plan ready now. That way, alright, tornado warning, you guys take shelter, because when we see this tornado warning for you guys, it's not going to be 30 minutes. We're looking at 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minute warning lead time, which is actually really good. And then this other rotation I'm looking at, heading towards Chatham in 30 minutes. Getting out the warning here soon, which is really good. Callan, so you guys need to go ahead and stay in your shelter. It doesn't look like you guys will be taking a hit, but you guys need to stay in your shelter anyways. Alright, let's move to our Sterling radar. Somewhere. We have a new tornado warning. They did drop this tornado warning that was heading towards Middleburg. The plains, Arcola, and Sterling. So this is going to be going basically right on top of our radar. Let's go in storm motion here. Arcola in 15 minutes, out of the warning in 20. The plains, stay in your safe place. I know this tornado warning was just issued not too long ago. But you guys need to stay in your safe place. Pleasant Valley. West Pleasant Valley, extreme West Pleasant Valley too. You guys are under this tornado warning. Let me go ahead and show this really quick. So right there. If you are in Pleasant Valley though, I would probably go ahead and just take all of Pleasant Valley. I personally would take tornado precautions if I wasn't a storm chaser. But, that way with the wind threat, because we are now at a considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. moving east at 55 mile per hour, so 70 mile per hour wind gusts. I'm going to show this off to you guys real quick. Right here. And it's moving northeast at 55 mile per hour. Intense thunderstorm lines can produce brief tornadoes and widespread significant wind damage. And if you look right here, I see some information on this warning. I can tell you the max wind gust, the hail size, if it's observed, whatever. So your tornadic rotation has passed the plains. Plains, you guys can come out of your tornado safe place. You guys are, your tornado threat is done for the night. We're going to have a high focus on this area with the population impacted tonight. We're also going to be watching Baltimore as this line actually moves towards Baltimore. Alright, let's move back to the south here. The Callan storm, which we haven't received a radar update for yet. We should be receiving that update here in the next few minutes. Sorry about yesterday's stream ending like I had to end it. I had to end yesterday's stream. Let's move to Rex. The rotation has weakened and is heading more towards Ruffin. If I'm in Pelham, I'm going to be going ahead and taking my tornado shelter. Sorry. I just woke up like 2 hours ago. Hour and 30 ago. Not even. Again, we're going to have a heavy focus up here to this tornado warning and these severe thunderstorm warnings with population being a key factor. So we're watching this tornado warning here. Again, plains, Middleburg too. Middleburg was never in. So we're watching this area. If this could continue, if this tornado warning can continue here, we're going to see it move towards Poolsville in about 15 minutes. Poolsville will be in 23 minutes. I just lost what I was going to say. Alright, let's move back to the south, and then we're going to get a wind update here. Not too many severe warnings. Excuse me. So again, we're watching this. We do have my first ever 60% wind contour. Make a deal. For real. Hit you off a bill. Okay. So that is your 60% wind contour right here that you are looking at live. Such that this is what the old system used to go to. We are now entering that 60 here. So we're entering this moderate risk in just a second when it loads. We might be finished with this sooner than we thought, because we are now in that moderate risk. So we only have one considerable severe thunderstorm warning now. So we're watching this tornado warning as it actually moves towards radar, so radar's gonna start braking here. Catalan's tornado warning, I do think it does get extended here for Chatham and Dry Fork in the next few minutes. I do expect them to extend if they haven't already extended. Sorry, I'm having to stretch my legs a lot this morning. And then this tornado warning, we're going to drop this one for a minute and go to RAX radar. Watching that rotation, that is right over Rufkin. Rufkin, we were calling you out. Your time to act is yesterday. Now it is time to be in your shelter. It is in time. If you're not in your shelter, it's too late. But Reedsville, you guys can come out of your tornado safe place now. If you are in anywhere in this southern box, so this whole southern box here, right here, you guys can come out of your tornado safe place. Your tornado threat in this box is done. So Reedsville, you're included in that. I also have another area of rotation watching, which is just barely in that southern box, but I still expect them to cancel it in 2 minutes, I'm pretty sure. 1 minute and 14 seconds. Well, one minute remaining on that tornado warning. And then we'll be back down to 3 tornado warnings. All right, let's go back up to RAX. to Sterling or LWX radar, which we're going to have almost ground truth here. We're looking up at 300 feet in the air. They have dropped the considerable tag for this. Severe thunderstorm warning, and now only have a regular severe thunderstorm warning tag on this. So we're watching this tornado warning too, which is an effect for parts of the area. Okay, I'm going to try to get this off because I haven't done that yet. Off onto my platforms. So please excuse me while I do this. And that is your tornadic rotation right here. So with this tornado warning, we have a new tornado warning, by the way, so we're actually going to take a look at that before I say what I was about to say. So this is associated with the second portion of the line. This is your main line right here. So the second line is your main line. This is a confluence band here that's providing those severe thunderstorm warnings. So your main line is back off. That funnel cloud report is not. They discontinued the tornado warning in Virginia. So that is certainly good news here. This is your tornadic rotation right there. Let's go and storm track this for you guys. Alright, Chula, you need to be in your shelter. Oh, this is moving really fast. Okay. We will be near Irwinville in about 15 minutes. Ocilla in about 27 minutes. That is how long you guys have to prepare now. This goes until 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for the areas here. Let's go back up to the Sterling, Virginia radar so we can kind of see. It did drop it. There is brief, just broad rotation up on this northern here coming towards Ashburn, excuse me. I removed that R and changed it to an M. Ashburn, moving towards Sterling. And we also have this new severe thunderstorm warning that will be heading towards the Washington, D.C. metro here in the next few minutes. I'm trying to get this stream out to social media platforms. So that's what I'm trying to do right here. So they did drop the tornado warning. Let's go back to the North Carolina warning, which should be this radar here. Rufkin, there you go, Pelham. You are under a tornado warning now. Danville as well. I was just saying, if probably about 10 minutes ago, if you're in Pelham, probably going to take your tornado precautions, even though you weren't under it. Pelham, you no longer have to be in your tornado precautions now. Which is really, really good news for you guys. So, Pelham, you guys no longer need to be sheltered. Okay, we got that out to social media. That's good. So that's your tornadic rotation moving towards Danville in the next 5-10 minutes. If you're in Danville, you need to go and be in your safe place. Alright, let's move back to the Georgia storm. How close are we to Montgomery? Oh wait, no, that's Alabama. This is Georgia. That is your tornadic rotation right here in this. Irwinville in 15 minutes, so you guys need to go ahead and be in your safe place. Chula, you can be in your safe place for the next 10 minutes. You guys will be fine. Probably less than that, but you guys will be fine. So stay in your safe place for the next 10 minutes. This tornado warning does go until 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So for the next 20-something minutes here. Next 38, excuse me. 38 minutes. And then we're watching these severe thunderstorm warnings as they move towards the Valdosta, Madison, Statenville area. And then that main line coming behind it that is currently heading towards Thomasville, Quincy, Tallahassee, Crawfordville. I'm going to go ahead and bring in another radar. Tallahassee, I'm pretty sure it's Leon County. Nice. Now we'll have a radar down here on this portion of the line too. Yep, that just quit working. Okay, cool. I think they may cancel this tornado warning This is broader rotation than what I have seen in a really long time. So these two areas here have very, very broad rotation. And they may cancel this tornado warning. I'm unsure yet if they do. I look at radar scope a lot, kind of saying, okay, if I need to switch a radar or not. So let's move back up to the Sterling radar. I have to find it here. There it is. We're watching this line as it approaches the, honestly, Pennsylvania state line up towards Rockville, Washington, D.C. Even the La Plata areas here in the next hour, hour and a half. We also have a special marine warning for this part of the river that extends from Washington to Stafford here, almost. This does include Quantico. I know it's one of those. Quantico. That's what I'm going with. If I'm wrong, please correct me. So this is Washington, D.C. right here. So a lot of people in this area. And then let's get into check for any rotation along the line here. Yeah, right there near Poolsville. That right there is tornadic rotation. I would possibility they tornado warning here. That right there, that would be heading towards Beallsville, Germantown, Poolsville, and Dawsonville. A lot of villes in this area. We're starting to see our algorithm pick up on this. So that's why you see that yellow triangle in that center. That is our algorithm telling me there's rotation. No tornadic rotation, thankfully, but you can see that's your normalized rotation right here in yellow. So that is significant there. And this is, if you look at radar, I couldn't tell you if that's a tornado or not. I'll tell you that's rotation. This is what you're looking at in this storm. You see that notch. Oh, we have a debris drop right there. That one's a little bit different for me. I'm actually probably going to stay with this until I get that tornado warning. If they decide tornado warning's right for this. They did just pull in a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and a tornado possible tag. I was gonna wait on the next velocity scan here. Which will help us determine Wisconsin and the blizzard. Actually, I was about to do a update on the blizzard before this, what I'm pretty sure was a brief tornado dropped. That's your tornadic right. There's the tornado warning right there. Poolsville, Dawsonville, Germantown, Boyd. You need to go and be in your safe place. Thank you for watching, by the way. I don't know if I said that or not. So your tornadic rotation right here. Normalized rotation is also picking up near Poolsville. Okay, that is side lobe contamination. Contamination at least. Alright, let's go ahead and move back to the southern tornado warnings here. Probably about to lose this radar to KQ radar along Boynton Farmville area. And unfortunately, it is. And thank you. It means a lot to me. Elmo, you got 15 minutes to go and start preparing. Ingram, you guys got same thing. Danville, you guys can come out of your trial safe place. Danville, you can come out of your trial safe place, as well as Providence and Pelham. You guys can come out of your trial safe place now. Blair's, you guys are fine. Just some heavy rain, maybe 40-50 mile per hour wind. And then if you are in this yellow here, this is a severe thunderstorm warning, wind gust up to 60 mile per hour. Alright, let's move down to Georgia. To this tornado warning. That is your tornadic rotation to the south of Irwinville right now, and to the northwest of Ocilla. Fitzgerald, if this rotation continues and the National Weather Service thinks that they need to tornado warn this, so you guys have about 10 minutes to prepare. Osierville up towards Jacksonville, you guys gotta start preparing now in case they do issue that new tornado warning. Let's go to Rex radar, see if we have anything along this part of the line. Just very broad rotation north of green level. It's not to the point where I think they'll tornado warn it, but it is something that if it continues to get a little tighter here. They actually just canceled that severe thunderstorm warning. Beacon below severe limits and no longer pose an immediate threat to life or property. Warning has been canceled for that reason. Alright. Do I have TLX out? Or do I need a key? Wait, I have TLX. TLX. CLX. Okay, that's what we want. Something just got issued and I don't know what. Okay, new severe thunderstorm warning. Nothing too crazy along this area near Orangeburg, which is really good. Back down here, where we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for Fitzgerald. gonna find out how to say this town name correctly. So please, excuse me, just really quickly. I want to make sure I say the town name right. Ozierfield. Okay, cool. Alright, Ozierfield as well. Ocilla. Alright, now that we have went over every single warning we can, other than Florida, which is what we're going to take a look at now. Where's my Tallahassee radar? Tallahassee broke apparently, because we don't have Tallahassee in here anymore. So we'll pull up Tallahassee in just a minute. We now have 1,000 continuous miles of tornado watches. I'll bring this to Leon Liberty counties. Let's have that considerable storm heading towards Waycross with 70-mile-per-hour winds. We're watching this severe thunderstorm warning to the south of Tallahassee, Woodville, Crawfordville, and Sopchoppy. This line is producing a wind gust to 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized tail. You guys, if you guys are seeing where the max wind gust is, you see 52 knots. 52 knots is 60-mile-per-hour wind. 52 knots, I'm pretty sure, is also where the severe threshold is. 58 mile per hour. I have personally learned conversions to 60, 70, and 80 mile per hour. And that way it's just for severe thunderstorm warnings. I am watching this area right here to the southwest of Sanborn for an area of rotation. It is not crazy right now. Alright, let's go back to our Sterling radar, where we have this tornado warning. Thankfully, normalized rotation has kind of weakened a bit, as this line does move towards Washington. We still have this considerable severe thunderstorm warning in this line as well. Alright, I want to go ahead and get a check here on the blizzard. We have a lot of snow falling. I'm going to get snow totals in the next 10 minutes or something. All the way from the upper Michigan Peninsula down towards Chicago, where we're seeing that a lot of big time snow bands. I'm calling these big time because these are probably dropping 6 inches of snow probably. Once all of this is done, I'd say probably close to 6 inches of snow. I haven't done a lot of forecasting on this portion of this event because we've been dealing with that wind all day yesterday and all day today. And then we have some snow coming from Illinois, Indiana, northern parts of Kentucky, extreme eastern parts of Missouri as well. I'll go ahead and try to pull up snow totals here in the next few minutes when I can. Your rotation still broad, heading towards Woodfield. It has broadened out significantly from what we were just looking at. So I do expect a new tornado warning to be issued for parts of this area. Trying to see, because I know we need to switch radar, so give me 1 second. I also need to sneeze. I'm sorry about that, everyone. Sorry. I try not to sneeze on camera. So there's that new tornado warning for Damascus. You guys got about 10 minutes. But again, that rotation has broadened out. We do have a report of damage down here in this area where I was calling that tornado potential. So we're unsure if that is going to be from the tornado or straight line wind. I'm still trying to see which radar I need to go and pull up. Probably Farmville will need to pull up KQ radar. Alright, let's get in. Give me 1 second. We do have a thunderstorm wind damage report coming from the Tallahassee Metro. Tree down across roadway on Tram Road and West Kelly Road. Okay. I was going to move back south so we can go back over these tornado warnings. So I need to go to our considerable severe thunderstorm warning here for the next 32 minutes. So this is going to be 470 mile per hour winds. So we have raised the warning to 70 mile per hour. $60 mile per hour winds possible in this area here right now as it moves towards Woodville, South Tallahassee, Crawfordville, and Sopchoppy. And then your more intense winds again are. These winds do not translate to the ground, so 66, 67 mile per hour wind gusts. Excuse me, around 1,000 feet down, so that'd be 63 mile per hour on the ground estimated, but we're gonna go ahead and call that 70 for the potential for it. Alright, let's go up to the Georgia warning where they are going to allow this tornado warning to be canceled. This tornado warning does go until noon, but oh silly, you need to stay in your safe place for like 5 minutes and you guys will be fine. I don't think they continue this tornado warning. I really don't think they continue it. If they do, Osier Field, Jacksonville, and Fitzgerald, you guys are all in the potential path. That right there is your rotation, but it's so weak that I doubt they continue. And then we have a new tornado in Maryland. Oh, that's that. So they did cancel the tornado warning down here, which we need to go and take a look at anyways. That would be Rax radar. Okay, yeah, they did cancel the warning towards Alamo, so we're gonna remove this storm track. I'm tracking a little bit of rotation. This is nothing too insane right now. To the north of Meebane and to the southwest of Hurdle Mills it's been there a little bit, but it has been very broad, so I don't expect them to continue the tornado. I don't expect them to issue tornado warning. Excuse me. We're also worried about these storms out in front. If they can get themselves mature, we'll see a couple tornadoes, maybe some strong tornadoes. I don't expect too many of them. I think maybe one or two can mature tonight, but I just don't see that being too big of an issue. And then we have that warning, so we need to go to VAX radar. Here, and this one's going to be for 70-mile-per-hour winds near Waycross, Homerville. Homerville, you're fine. You guys are not. That portion of the storm has passed you guys. And then this tornado warning here. We just got a new tornado warning. Which is going to be, I'm pretty sure, on the... Okay, no. This is that preview. Surprises me we don't have a tornado there. Let's go and get a storm track here on this tornadic rotation. That's your tornadic rotation. It's going to be moving towards Union Bridge in around 15 minutes. So you guys need to go and be in your safe place. Linganore, excuse me. While we're on this radar, I kind of want to go up here. I know someone in this area. I wonder if he's chasing. They did cancel that severe thunderstorm warning that was heading towards DC, which we're going to have a close eye on. Not seeing any rotation along that line either, which is really good. So we're just focused on these three tornado warnings. This tornado warning for New Windsor, Linganore, and Union Bridge. This tornado warning goes until noon Eastern. So for the next 12 minutes, might as well say 11 minutes. And then this other tornado warning for Damascus, Clarksburg, you guys can come out of your safe place, however. This tornado warning for Damascus goes until noon as well. And it's going to be moving northeast at 30 mile per hour. 50. So this is moving up towards Damascus really quickly. It's right on top of you. I just said Clarksburg. You guys can come to your safe place. They did remove that tornado warning from you guys, so you guys are fine in Clarksville. Clarksburg. A lot of Clarksvilles. And we also have this very expansive severe thunderstorm warning for Westminster towards Manchester, west of Whitehall, west of Townsend, west of Baltimore, and in Sykesville, Laytonsville, and Gaithersburg. All right, let's move back down to the Georgia tornado warning. I believe, in my opinion, that we can cancel this tornado warning. They still have this tornado warning in effect, so you guys need to stay in your shelter as well. But, excuse me. Oscilla, okay, stay in your safe place, but I'm pretty sure they'll cancel that tornado warning. It'll be canceled in 9 minutes no matter what, but I do think they cancel it early. Sorry about that. Allergies are killing me today. Alright, taking a look back at this severe thunderstorm warning. Not seeing any concerning areas of rotation right now. The only area that might be of concern is to the north of Gladys. Zoom to that. This is the only area that I would say has potential if it can continue to spin like this. But I do expect them, however, to extend this severe thunderstorm warning towards the Charlotte Courthouse, Boynton, Halifax, Scottsburg, Drake's Branch, Madisonville, maybe Farmville, and a town name that I am going to Google Translate to be able to know how to pronounce it right, because I do not know. I'm trying to pronounce these towns right. This is one of those that... That's how I thought. Okay. Appomattox. Yes, also. I do expect them to bring in that new severe thunderstorm warning for that area as well. Alright, we have a tornado warning that has been canceled. And it's not the Georgia tornado warning. It's going to be the Damascus rotation, which I agree with. Now we're watching this area of rotation. Not yet. There it is. That is your tornadic rotation right there. Heading towards New Windsor and Union Bridge. That right there, that blue circle, is your tornadic rotation. This tornado warning goes for the next 5 minutes and 20 seconds. And I also want to show that we do have this severe thunderstorm warning that may get extended towards York Springs, East Berlin, Biglerville, Gettysburg, Hanover, towards York. I don't know if they send it all the way to York. Alright, let's move back to that Georgia tornado warning for the last time. So that you guys can come out of your tornado safe place. I don't see anything that concerns me at all. Remove the storm track. You guys are under a severe thunderstorm warning, so kind of still might want to stay indoors a little bit. But you guys don't have to be hunkered down in your innermost center part of your house or the storm cellar basement. And lightning, even though this part of the line is messy in this area, it should consolidate here soon, but probably over the next 3 hours it'll consolidate. But this part of the line is really not the best. So that is your line right there. Once that passes you, you're done. You're severe weather threats done for today. Then you get to worry about the potential of a few snowflakes. If you're on the northern side, that's where you're more likely to get snow. No warnings in South Carolina. This is your only warning in North Carolina. And this just clips Caswell County. And let's go back up to Virginia. Once we get to Farmville, we'll switch over to this other radar that we can use. May see a little bit of wind in front of this as it goes towards Fargo, but nothing severe at this time. I'd say probably close to 40 to 50 mile per hour in that area. Again, I don't expect this tornado warning to stick around. Trying to see which radar I'm trying to go to. Sterling. Okay, that is your tornadic rotation right there. We're not seeing a debris ball. Watching some rotation developing south of Mount Airy. Very weak right now, but if it continues to cycle up, we'll see a tornado warning there. We're going to be out of this warning in about 10 minutes. This warning goes for the next minute, excuse me. For the next minute, this warning will be in effect. Westminster, Manchester, Hampstead, and Taneytown. Gonna be ready up towards Littlestown. And this warning expires in 30 seconds. And then your Georgia tornado warning will expire at this time too, so we'll be tornado warning list for like a minute, probably. Well, they just tornado warned that. We're not even going to be warning lists at all. That is your new tornado warning for Sykesville, 15 minutes. This tornadic rotation will be out of the tornado warning in 15 minutes. The tornado warning also expires at 12:15 Eastern Daylight Time, which is the warning you're seeing at the bottom of your screen right now. Or was seeing. And this is our only tornado warning. There's your new tornado warning here for Union Bridge, New Windsor, Extreme West Westminster is under this tornado warning. So these are our only tornado warnings, and this storm here is moving towards Baltimore area. Alright, let's move back south. I want to go to Florida, Tallahassee. So this is what we're watching right here. That circle right there. For up to 70 mile per hour wind gusts and not really much hail. I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing around pea-sized hail falling right now. That would not surprise me at all, but especially right here. But your main threat here is wind, and I do expect them to cancel the considerable tag and move back to base. So I do expect them to move to base severe thunderstorm warning. We're also watching this line here as it moves towards Florida, watching the Tampa area, Gainesville area, the Perry area, Cross City, Horseshoe Beach, Cedar Key. We're going to be watching these areas as this line also moves towards that. Here. Let's make our way back north. Georgia. There you go, that tornado warning is no longer appearing on map. A little bit of rotation near Baker's Mill. It is nothing significant at this time, but it is something to be mindful of, that we are watching an area. Moving to South Carolina, I'm pretty sure it's this radar or KCLX. CLX. So for CLX radar, this would be concerning if it was over land. So we do have a Storm Prediction Center update at 11:30 Central or 12:30 Eastern. So we're gonna wait for that. All times that are the time that is listed below me, below the March 16th, that is Central, and then the tornado warning over there, the little box thing that you see over there with time, that is also in Central. I'm not seeing anything on this radar. Moving up north, again, the line really isn't too defined in South Carolina right now, which is really good. Alright, moving up to the Raleigh radar. Yes. I have to move to LTX. Wait, I think I have LTX, don't I? No. Again, once this right here passes you guys in North Carolina, you guys are fine. That's your cold front and QLCS line, or quasi-linear convective system. Quasi-linear convective system. Once that passes you guys, you're done. Your severe threat's done. It is also behind a cold front as well. Alright, let's move to FCX radar, which is the radar in Blacksburg, Virginia. Watching this severe thunderstorm warning for the Charlotte courthouse. This does not include Farmville at this time. I am tracking some rotation near and heading towards Pamplin. I think Pamplin? Yeah, Pamplin. And Madisonville. This severe thunderstorm warning is for 60-mile-per-hour winds with a tornado possible tag. So when we're talking about a tornado possible tag, we're looking at the very bottom of this severe thunderstorm warning. Usually it'll say hail threat, radar indicated or observed, max hail size, wind threat, radar indicated or observed, and max wind gust. Sometimes you can, if they are tracking rotation, they'll say, hey, there's a tornado possible. It's not enough to be tornado warned. However, you still have a little bit of rotation that they're tracking and monitoring. So that's why when I say tornado possible tagged, that's what this means. And then if we go to our Maryland storm in just a minute, I'll show you guys that tag. LWXO Sterling. I have so many radars up and I don't know where every single radar is. Excuse me. I expect this tornado warning to be canceled. That rotation has just become broadened. It's the only area I'm really concerned about right now. And this tornado warning. New Windsor and Union Bridge, you guys comment if you're trying to stay place. And then your other tornado warning here. Moving towards Sykesville. That is your tornadic rotations. Can storm track this one. We had the warning in about 10 minutes or so, less than that. We will be crossing into Baltimore County, so northern Baltimore County, north of Chowan in around 22-23 minutes. Nothing too insane. Right now, we don't know if we see that tornado warning extend. Alright. with this considerable severe thunderstorm warning, we look down here. Notice how we have a new tag called thunderstorm damage threat. So we can see these when we have winds greater than 70 mile per hour wind and hail up to 1.75, so golf ball sized hail. And that would constitute a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, which is your darker yellow. Usually your polygons are bright yellow. We have darker and darkest yellow, which hopefully we don't have to show off the darkest yellow today. But if we do, I'll show you guys this as well. But when you're looking at a severe thunderstorm warning, if you see in the hazard here, you can tell if it's considerable or not. You'll be able to see that again, 70 mile per hour wind threshold is there, so you see that considerable. And then destructive severe thunderstorm warnings are 80 mile per hour winds and 2.75 inch hail, which I'm pretty sure is ping pong ball? No. Greater than hand egg size hail, I know that. I'm gonna search for any damage on my set screen just really quickly. Yeah, they're gonna cancel that tornado warning. Both of these tornado warnings go for the next 4 minutes. They just dropped both tornado warnings. So, they have allowed both tornado warnings to expire, which is really good. So while we're doing this, while looking at a tornado watch that was issued for this area, I saw, I'm going to bring this to you guys so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So, I'm looking at this. So, 85 mile per hour wind. This starts seg 2. 85. Would that not constitute a 60% double hatched right there? I'd just like to point that out. I'm a little confused on that. We're still learning the new system of SPC outlooks. And remove this storm track really quickly. And then we're going to go back south to Florida, where they did remove that considerable tag severe thunderstorm warning and have replaced it with the base tag. Excuse me. I'm going to save this image really quickly. So we're tracking wind threat. I'm not tracking a tornado threat at this time in this area. Okay, so I'm not saying anything too crazy on Twitter. That's why I was being quiet. However, I'm watching. I want to move over to VAX radar. I'm slowly learning where these radars are. Then I'm gonna have to switch them. That's how this works. We learn exactly where the radars are and we switch them, so we're having to, oh, that's where this other radar is now. Which is fun. I do expect a severe thunderstorm warning for this little area. Right there for wind. Now let's move up to Virginia. Where's our... Okay. I had to find our radar so I could center it. Not seeing any signs of rotation along this area. Just a little bit near Phoenix, Virginia. Alright, let's go to the Sterling radar. Where we are tracking this new severe thunderstorm warning. Not exactly new. We've been so caught up in other warnings that we haven't seen it. For York, Spring Grove, East Berlin, Dover, and Manchester. This is going to be, I'm going to move this back over here. 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and this does go until 12:30, so for the next 13 minutes here, 13 minutes. And then we have this single considerable severe thunderstorm warning. This is our only considerable severe thunderstorm warning where we think 70 mile per hour winds are possible. Trying to do something without switching graphics. There we go. Sorry about that. Again, once the sign passes, you're done. I do want to go kind of south where we do have this severe thunderstorm warning. Doesn't look like a radar blind spot. I was trying to see if we have a radar blind spot. So with my local radar, there's a tree. Here's radar. There's a tree like right here. So anything like directly in front of that tree, radar beam's not hitting. Which I live in an area where it's kind of needed. Most of our storms here where I live are all QLCS tornado stuff. I've only chased 4 supercells, excuse me. Only one of them produced a tornado. Actually, one of those tornadoes was an EF3. I pulled off the storm before it pulled an EF3, but this is a lot different than what, you know, a lot of our storms are, QLCS, because a lot of times it's a lot wider. This is a squall line. This isn't your normal QLCS line. This is a squall line with trying to think of a way to say this that would be easy for the general public to understand, because meteorologically that is something that I didn't understand. I had to learn it. These right here, you can actually probably see the tornado. I'm trying to find an image. I like how I'm trying to pull an image, but I could just pull up one of my streams, previous streams. We're not going to do that. But with this one, there's a lot less rain, so you'll probably be able to see the tornado, which is really good. But I've chased squall lines like this. They're still going to be difficult because this is moving really fast. By the time you see it, it's already hitting your house. This is a area where I'm pretty sure we have a lot of hills and trees. Not the best for storm chasing or visually seeing the storm or tornado. Especially in the DC area where you have a lot of buildings. A lot of tall buildings at that. So, if it wasn't for that, you'd probably see them. I also have a new severe thunderstorm warning for near State College. I think we can remove this. No, we can't. Like, the severe thunderstorm warning. Alright, we're moving our radar, so give it 1 second to load while we move the radar to the new radar location. This is GR2 Analyst. And we're heading towards this. Also, I want to switch to this because we're still watching that threat for prefrontal supercells to do their thing and start rotating. However, right now there's a lot of convection in this area that's going to prevent that. Actually may inhibit the potential for this line here. Alright. We're just waiting on that new day 1 risk here. So, alright, I gotta take a restroom break. I'll be back here pretty soon. Don't go anywhere. Sorry about that, everyone. I am so sorry. We have officially dropped all considerable tags. We're now at base severe thunderstorm warnings, and most, if not all of them, are going to be tornado possible tagged. I can tell you in just a sec, because I'm going to go through every single one. You need to move that over here. Torpause. Let's go to the Sterling radar, where we're tracking storms that are heading towards Washington, D.C. And these storms are severe right now for the potential of 60-mile-per-hour winds and the potential for a tornado. Once this passes, you guys are done for your severe threats done tonight. And then we're watching just a little bit of rotation near Nokesville, south of Bristow. If that continues, I wouldn't doubt it continues, but right now I'm not too sold on it continuing. Alright, I'm going to take a look at mesoanalysis with you guys. Please be the right one. Yay! That's a lot better. I gotta get to... We have a new SPC outlook, by the way. Moderate is maintained. So what I'm doing here, I'm getting a look at the environment. We have dropped the tornado probabilities to 10% hatch, single hatch. So it is not available on most plats yet. And they did maintain the wind risk. So when that becomes available to you guys, we'll show it. I would say if you can get any rotation, which should be really easy, hail would be your primary threat with that right there. So this is a hodograph, which we're about to take a look at the Sterling VWP as well. Also want to come down here and take a look at point values for Cape. 605 Cape. Alright. This is something right here that kind of helps me decide where I'm thinking about the greatest tornado threat. Again, they did drop that 15, which is really good. I did not expect them to continue the 15. Excuse me. So that is your cold front right there that I just drew. Our greatest severe threat is ahead of this line. In my opinion. Let me redraw that because that was horrible. A representation of what I think. That right there is where I think your greatest severe threat in this area is going to be. We don't have any cities on here, but up towards DC right now. And if you are behind the line, which we're going to show in just a second. I like to show that we kind of do have some backed winds towards the actual area. So that might help the tornado threat in this area here. And you guys see where that line is here. That right there is your severe line, where the definition between cold front, not a sharp cold front, but you have 40, 50, 60. 40, 50, 60, near 70. That is your temperature difference. And then 59 right there. It's a really cool thing right there. Alright, back to radar. Okay, we're watching this severe thunderstorm warning as it heads towards Valdosta. Valdosta, you guys have had round. This is it. After this, so you're done with the severe threat. So that's the good news here. That is the worst part of the storm. I'm going to go ahead and change my... So that's really good news. Let's go up. We're going to go north to south of this line, check for any pit. I'm going to bring Tallahassee radar to Jax. Suttonville. I want to see what these are doing. Hey, I made it in my trash can. Yay. Okay, none of these are doing anything right now. I'm going to watch this one, though. Looks like it is trying to rotate before this line catches up to it, but... Alright, I want to bring our attention to the steering. We have this new severe thunderstorm warning. I am about to say a couple counties, so be ready for this onslaught. South Central Montgomery County and Central Maryland. Northern Stafford County in Northern Virginia. Arlington County in Northern Virginia. The city of Fairfax in Northern Virginia. The city of Falls Church in Northern Virginia. Fairfax County in Northern Virginia. City of Manassas Park in Northern Virginia. Central Prince William County in Northern Virginia. City of Manassas in Northern Virginia, and city of Alexandria in Northern Virginia. Come on. And this goes until 1:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. 60-mile-per-hour winds and a possible tornado. So this is your new polygon right here. I'm going to kind of highlight. That is your new polygon. Right there. This does include part of Washington, D.C. Metro. This does not include downtown. This does include Arlington, however. Let's get on the storm track this, get an estimated time of arrival for the D.C. area. Around 20 to 23 minutes. Also watching that area for rotation. Of course, there's range folding. Why wouldn't there be in this area? Why wouldn't there be in an area we actually need to know? Alright, let's make our way south to Wakefield, Virginia's radar. So this severe thunderstorm is moving towards Fairfield, Cumberland, near the Amelia Courthouse. Can we not just call this Amelia? Like, City of Amelia or whatever? I mean, sure, I guess, but... Hampton, Sydney, excuse me for that, and Jettersville. And this is that severe thunderstorm warning we're watching, and this also goes until 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So in approximately 16 minutes, excuse me. And current time is 11:44 Central, 12:44 Eastern. Excuse me about that. I was about to say current time and then expiration time, but a little bit of rotation right there on this cell. Okay, back up here. That would be this radar, wouldn't it? Correct. So we're going to keep this radar open, watching. Sorry about that. Nothing insane here on this radar. Back when we 14, that would be 9 Central. Yeah, that was when we first started covering. This is what radar looked like. The storms have weakened and have gotten intersected by that. We're also down to 5 severe thunderstorm warnings. Really good. Really good that we only have 5 severe thunderstorm warnings. Definitely not good. So I'm looking at traffic cameras. We're going to probably keep closer eye on this radar here as the storm moves towards DC, so we're going to stay on this a while. But the sun is shining in some of these areas out ahead of this line, which will enhance instability. We have extreme wind shear, in my opinion. We're at that point to where once you get that instability, this line will strengthen really quickly. And then if you have a prefrontal, you could see tornado potential. Anywhere along the line, you can see rotation, and they spin really fast. Just to put this into perspective, I know I talk about my storm chasing experience a lot here on stream, but that builds trust with you guys because I've been storm chasing enough that I can say these things and actually be experienced in that. I was tracking a QLCS line, actually March 4th, 2025, and I took a road to the north. There was a tornado 1/4 of a mile from my location. I didn't even know it. There was hardly any rotation on radar. Like, there was barely anything. It looked like this. That's not going to produce a tornado, don't worry, it's not. But it looked almost like that. I took that road north because I was going to track that as it went. It dropped a tornado 1/4 of a mile from where I was. That's how dangerous these things are. They will drop really fast, really quick, and also be rain wrapped in most cases. And though I do have a little bit of rotation near Clifton, I am watching. Nothing too crazy right now. But the environment is a lot different today than it was March 4th. A lot of range folding. Washington, D.C., where it's coming up for you guys. A little bit of hail, nothing too crazy. I'm going to say this now. Please do not park under overpasses. You can park over overpasses, but don't park under overpasses. I'm just realizing how that sounded. And do not block traffic. If there's a tornado warning, underpasses are the worst. Actually, I was chasing, and people think that they're safer under there. No. During a storm, these overpasses, they act as a wind tunnel, so it brings that wind really strong. It could be 60 mile per hour winds. You could be seeing 70 to 80 in there. Sometimes even more, even higher. And it's a lot more dangerous. Someone said, well, it's going to protect me from the hail. Hail that is falling sideways at 60 mile per hour. That was not at that time. That's why I was running away from the storm, is because of the hail. I said, no. When it's going to bring that hail even more towards your car. When I came through, he had major damage to his car from hail because of the wind speed. I just want to point that out, that overpasses are the worst. Under them, specifically, are the worst place to be hiding from your car, from the hail in your car. If you can park under a garage, a gas station roof, or something like that, that'll help you a lot more. No guarantee at 60 mile per hour wind, though. Sorry about that, everyone. But we also have this severe thunderstorm warning for Stafford that just got issued. I am watching an area of rotation near wilderness. It is not tight, it is broad right now. But all of these are worth noting that, hey, we do have a little bit of rotation in them. So, because a lot of times if these continue to spin like that, and that's also something I want to point out really quick. Yeah, we'll use this, yeah, storm relative. This is rotation right here. Rod tightened up a little bit. Also, we have a new tornado warning in Chowan County in North Carolina. That is an area I pointed out, so we need to go KQ. This is on that storm that I was pointing out that had rotation. I don't know how long I pointed it out ago, but here's your new tornado warning. Edenton, Hertford. This will be out of the area in 15 minutes with the current storm track. This tornado warning does go until 1:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So, your tornadic rotation... Oh, excuse me, it'll be out of here in 30 minutes. I saw that wrong. That is your tornadic rotation there. That right there is how rotation on radar works. Or I'm going to show this in a different way. Green's moving towards, red's moving away. That right there is your tornadic rotation. So, this tornado warning. This dangerous storm will be near Hertford. Actually, let's storm track. I don't want to do that. I want to storm track with WeatherWise. That is an awesome feature I like from WeatherWise. I wish we had that for GR2 analysts. That would make GR2 analysts the best for coverage. I personally like GR2 though. Okay. Bring you to this tornado warning. I think I canceled tornado warnings. Yeah, I did. Also, before we get... we need to do the storm track before we do that one, but then we can get that. Because that does take higher priority as well. Alright, let me bring this into view for you guys. This will be laggy just a little bit. I don't have a good computer, so things lag really easily on this computer. Let's go and take this here to that count. No, let's take this to Camden. Gonna be moving at 33 miles per hour. Oh. Okay. So Hertford in 16 minutes if this thing does continue. $12.51. This is the storm track I want. Okay, Hertford in less than 16 minutes. Woodville, if it continues towards you, in 30 minutes. So I'm giving you a 30 minutes heads up. And Woodville for this storm. Tanglewood in 37 minutes. Elizabeth City in 43 minutes. And Camden, if it makes it up to you, 49 minutes. Alright, let's go here to this. Definitely some weaker rotation. Alright, let's move up to the Sterling radar, which is where most of our concern is, and population-wise impacts. And we're watching this as it approaches Washington, D.C. Again, only 60-mile-per-hour winds, which is enough to knock tree limbs down. If you have a dead tree or a rotted tree, enough to bring that down really quickly. Okay, that's just a radar artifact. Okay. So I'm sorry, I was looking at this right here. I was unsure if that was a boundary, but that is a radar artifact. A tree or something. Excuse me. A tree or something. Still watching this area of rotation over Fairfax. It's really, really broad, really, really weak. They're not going to tornado one that. Yeah, let's go back to Florida. I'm actually going to have open a Tampa Bay radar for this. Alright, while we're here, I want to go ahead and go to this tornado warning. Here. And then after this, we're probably going to go split screen here for Washington, D.C. and this tornado warning. Okay. While we're here, this is a local area emergency. Blizzard conditions. This is a travel advisory. Do not travel unless it is an absolute emergency. You may become stranded and response agencies may not be able to get to you. From the winter storms I have experienced the past 2 years, and me being able to talk to first responders and National Guard people that have responded to this, I can say that during blizzard conditions like this, which blizzard conditions is greater than 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts and less than fourth mile of visibility, I'm pretty sure for 3 hours. But during a storm like this, you have a lot of calls. You know, it's not just people stranded. People are without power. They have kids. I didn't want to mention that one, but you know, people are having to call not because they're stranded, but because they're without power. They have no additional heating source. And that also, they have to take all that, and then you have the stranded motorists, and then you have coordination with emergency management, coordination with the National Weather Service, coordination with other agencies you're working with. So police department, fire department, they have to coordinate together. Sheriff's department, you know, you have all that going on during a storm like this. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning in Dixie, Lafayette, and Taylor County, Florida. But that's what it, and that's just a little bit of what goes on during a storm or a winter storm like this. But this is pretty much a alert from the Delta County Emergency Management in Michigan, relayed by National Weather Service. So pretty much what this means is don't travel unless you physically have to. If you have a broken bone, if you're having a medical emergency, is about the only reason you should be traveling. And even that might be depending on the type of medical emergency. Many roads, including major highways, are impassable in certain locations. Conditions are expected to remain hazardous until 8 a.m. March 17th, so tomorrow, Tuesday, but all roads may not be cleared by that time. So, major highways first, your local highways, then your big-time local roads, then your back roads if, county does their job correctly. Calling out my county district. But this is the winter storm. 35 inches of snow in Michigan. And this parts of this area. That is a lot more than I thought. Alright, let's move down to that tornado warning. Add that update on the winter storm. That rotation's falling off. And then let's go to the Sterling radar. Hartford in 15 minutes. So you guys now prepare. Watching this line here. Excuse me. That is the area of greatest wind threat right there. And behind that right there is your greatest wind threat area. Sorry about that. So yeah, along this area here, that is where your wind threat really becomes big time in that area. So where you could expect that 60-mile-per-hour wind to be. Let's move down to the tornado warning. I also just opened up File Explorer. Okay, there we go. Closed File Explorer. Still watching this area right here of rotation. I can actually use my normal colors for once. That is how your rotation works. Reds move away from the radar, greens moving towards. That in the center is your tornadic rotation. I'm going to visualize this. So that right there, that is your tornadic rotation with this storm. This tornado warning does go for the next 9 minutes. So for the next 9 minutes, this tornado warning will be in effect. Let's So we have 1 tornado warning and 4 severe thunderstorm warnings and 2 special marine warnings. Special marine warnings really don't have a lot of focus, but they are also important. Rotation kind of broadened out here in the last scan. So let's go to Georgia here. So these are your special marine warnings. Why they issued are for boaters. And this radar is also broken. There we go. That's nice. So we're talking about boaters when, you know, special marine warnings are out. People that are boating, having good time and really nice weather. That way they know, hey, expect this, go ahead and get back to shore if possible. If not, be ready for wind. And when you're boating, they use knots. So you're using knots when you're in boats. So water spouts and wind gusts 34 knots or greater. It'd be really cool to storm chase on a boat. Okay, something's going on with my computer. It is lagging behind a lot when I loop radar. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm going to take these off my head for just a second. I listen to music when we're streaming. That helps me keep focus better. I have ADHD, so I have to have something keep me focused for you guys, or I'm going to be talking about things that don't even think about the weather. But I also enjoy the weather. I love doing this. Also, watching this cell to the south of Baldwin. Okay. That has potential if it can continue to wrap. You're starting to see that little thing. It might try to wrap up. We're also seeing sunshine in these areas, so this is where that prefrontal tornado threat kind of has my attention. We're going to take a look here soon. Once this moves off, you're done with your severe threat. So this rain back here is not likely to be severe. You may still have like a warning for like wind, maybe a little hail, but your severe threat's mostly done behind this line at this point. Moving to this severe thunderstorm warning where we have the potential for 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail. Just move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. It does not have to be a bathroom or a closet. Kind of stay away from windows. Trees are a really big thing. If you're near Atkinson, Waverly, White Oak, or Woodbine towards Brunswick, I'm going to bring up the new SBC Outlook. To kind of show this. Okay. There we go. So if you're in any of these areas, let me throw on composite reflectivity. both of my tabs just did that. So on this side we have chat, and what you guys are seeing is the whole screen. Let me pull this back over here until it loads. Alright, let's move to that